Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing really well. Now that your interview preparation journey has started, I am very pleased to welcome you all for this SPJIMR's interview experience. Now SP Jain's interview call and the overall experience will be divided into two videos because their overall call is actually divided into two parts where they have round 1 and round 2. And I would like to cover these points briefly because SP Jain is one call which you actually receive within the timeline of February where you go to Mumbai or the other locations as per the give, and this is one call which you have to convert initially and early because other Blackie calls or the top institutions calls are usually scheduled after this, and hence become and this calls becomes of utmost importance not only for the aspirants from SPJ's perspective, but how this interview goes becomes and has a lot of impact on your confidence in the upcoming timeline. Hence, I'll be covering this video into two brief parts. Myself, Vaibhav Rathi, I've been making YouTube videos since last year, and this year I'll be briefly covering all the interview experiences which I've had in 2024, and hence you can check out my other videos as well. And not just before the journey, even in your MBA journey, I can help you as a second year person who has been and seen the rigor as well. So please go through my YouTube video series and let me know what kind of videos you would like to watch. And I've also have had experience as a consultant in Deloitte. So there is a consulting blueprint cheat sheet playlist which you can actually find in my YouTube playlist as well. Now coming back to the video. So guys, last year when I went to Mumbai, the first time it was for Narsi Monji's interview experience in the first week of February. Then in the second week of February, I went again to Mumbai for the second time for SP Jain's interview call. Again, city of dreams as they call it. It was one of the pleasant experience I've ever had. And even throughout my all the interview calls, let me tell you very clearly upfront that SP Jain's interview experience was one of the best. Not only in terms of handling all the things which they had covered in their interview process and the journey, but also how the hospitality was inside the campus. It truly mesmerized me. The seniors, the CAT preparation guidelines, the interview experience guidelines which used to come to us, it went a long way, and hence I'm making this video series into two videos of this experience with full of heart because you are able to make the best out of it. When I went to Mumbai, we were reporting to the college. After reporting, we kept our luggage and went directly to the waiting lobby or the area. Now we were briefed about the instructions, and then we went to a room where another set of instructions were given to us. Now we were divided into few students who were maybe in a 4 or 5 panel of each, and hence my round 1 of interview consisted of 5 people and 2 faculties. One of the faculty chair was from the operations area, and one of the students was the alumni of SP Jain. Now this is one particular thing which you need to realize is SP Jain's interview does not just have faculties, but they also have the alumni. So why this is an important advice or aspect for you is you can actually start connecting directly to the alumni beforehand over LinkedIn or maybe Quora, Reddit, other options if you are active there, and you can start asking these seniors about their particular experience of inside SP Jain as well as after, how they are doing, how that SP Jain's values and culture as well as academics are actually help them in the corporate world as well, because then you'll be able to relate them in your answers in the interview experience as well. This is one particular tip which I wanted to give you. Now secondly, when 5 of us were sitting, 2 of the students were from the finance area. One person was from an MBBS background, by the way, and 2 of us, include like me and one another person, he was from the operations area. So the call I got was of the PGDM operations. Now I have had an project management experience background in Deloitte beforehand, and hence it made sense in the PGDM operations call that I got. Now in this particular call, when we were sitting, the interview actually started with an introduction for all the 5 set of people, and we were given enough time for our introduction. So when we talked about our introduction, we were also told that to mention something which is not there in your resume. Now you have to make sure that SP Jain gives Form A and Form B before the interviews. These aspects are briefly covered and actually evaluated, and your final marks are comprehensive, not just of your interview experience, but a good amount of marks are given to your profile in SP Jain. So please do not miss out on any particular achievement that you have made and you have might be forgotten to write it in the SP Jain's form. You cannot maybe afford that mistake. If suppose something you have missed out on the form, there is a Form B which you have to fill, which has a certain set of questions, and you can actually ensure that all your best possible scenarios, your learnings from your life, your PORs, or your reflections from your work experience, and how MBA might help you. All these questions are actually structured in a proper manner and answered in the form B of the SPJIM's call, because these shape your questions directly. Sometimes the professor, the alumni, they have the hand copy of your form B in front of them. Hence, if you have achieved something, or if something intuitively maybe interests them, they can actually ask you directly from these forms. So please do not take any line of these forms lightly, is what I'm trying to say. Now, coming back to the interview part, where I was talking about the point 2 or 3. After we introduced ourselves, a cross questioning was there based upon our introduction as well as our work experience which we actually had. Or one person, in case of fresher, was asked about the relevant finance terms as well as the course that person was pursuing, which they mentioned in the interview. Now, why this particular thing is important is, whatever you mention in your introduction goes a long way. All your secondary and tertiary questions are based upon that. Hence, frame your answers in a manner where your answer, or letting your question answers open-ended, where other person can actually ask you upon them. For example, I had a project management background. So when I was talking about my experience in Deloitte, I told them about the industries I have worked with, the clients I've worked with, what was my nature of work, and how I would like to talk about it further if given a chance during this interview. And when you tell this line, it leaves an open-endedness on the industry part or the project part or certain other aspect of your introduction, which a faculty or an alumni can pick up from and can ask you a secondary and tertiary questions. And this goes a long way, guys. So please make a note of this. After this, we were one by one asked upon finance questions as well as operations questions, because we were a mix of them. But please be mindful, if you have a call from finance, then you have to brush up your finance answers, because we operations folks were not as much grilled as the person from finance call were grilled on their interview. Similarly, I had operations call, so I was asked a lot of questions around my work experience, my project management work, how operations plays a major role in my life, and how I would look forward to the project management or the operations role in future. And hence my questions were more centered towards this. And even though finance questions were openly asked to all of people, their mindset was finance answers should definitely come accurately from the people who are there from the finance background, as well as if there is an operations questions which is being asked, then they were expected that we have to answer that question, and that makes a lot of brownie points when we answer those questions. After that, the alumni was also asking us very relevant question from the work experience perspective, because this person is actually working in the industry directly, and now he's also closely related from the academics as well as from the work point of view. So he knows what kind of questions actually sends pressure to the students. For example, few of us in between were asked that how we could utilize our journey and understandings from the UG till now, and how we would implement it in our PG. So basically, we were asked to justify upon our subjects if we have undertaken any management electives so far, and how would we justify this learning in our future experience. So please make sure that these kind of questions are directly prepared for you when you go for the interview, because you might be stuck there, because many people, they brush up on these questions when they go and make a lasting impression on the faculty panel. I'll quickly check few of the bullet points that were asked to me. So after TMAY, that is after tell me about yourself and grilling a lot of on your work ex and finance and operation questions, we were actually asked about how and why SP Jain would shape our journey. So why SPJIMR, or what kind of academic or cultural aspect we are looking forward in the MBA, and how we relate to it is also something which you will have to relate in your answer. And how better you answer this question, plus how nicely you reflected upon your work ex pointers. Suppose if I have given all the proper answers about my work experience, it makes 9 on 10 chances of going into the round 2. You're actually judged upon your quality experience as well as how in-depth understanding you had over the core subjects. Many people sometimes do the work, but they do not understand how the bread and butter of the business work. If you do not know the business side of your projects, I would highly recommend you to understand how the business side of things works. Not just if you are, let's say, a tech person who's into coding, testing, maybe integration aspect, or from the system integration or change management work stream. Please understand how a business integration work stream would look like. And for these, I've also already made videos on my YouTube channel, and you can actually refer those playlists to understand how the business side of things work better, how the consulting side of things work better. And once our interview was done, 4 out of 5 people among us were selected for the round 2. And I need to share this with you. The person who didn't make it was the MBBS person, and it was not because of his background. Yes, he was grilled upon his background, that why he would want to come to SPJN and how he would like to shape his career trajectory. But this person also spoke about his family business, that how he was extensively involved in family business and he aspires to return back to family business after an MBA. Now SPJN has two MBA programs, or maybe many MBA programs, but two of the flagship ones apart from the PGDM is also their entrepreneurial management course. Now this person was not able to justify the difference he would make in this program versus this EM program which he could have otherwise joined, and this actually led to a long way towards why this person was not able to justify not make it to the round 2. Now why I'm highlighting this part is, please be mindful and understand all the different programs that SPGen has to offer. And if a certain question comes your way, that why do you want to pursue a degree in PGDM and not BM, or BM and not PGDM, or why, if you have let's say 3-4 years of work experience, why are you not going towards an executive MBA and coming for a proper 2-year residential program? So you need to have a proper structured answer based upon your work ex then and there, because if you're not able to justify this answer, that will actually lead to certain negative points and you might not make it to round 2. So these were my candid understandings and advice to you from the SPJMI perspective. In the second part of the video, which will be coming the next video, I'll be covering my interview from the second part, and I will also share my verdict with you if I converted SPGen call or not. And apart from this, I would also again share the whole case study, the how the experience was and how the case study shaped in my round 2 of the SPJMR interviews experience. Because SPJMR's process is such that you are given a case study, you have to read it, then you have to let go of that case study and appear for round 1. This case study actually has nothing to do in your first round of interview. You just have to retain all the information, get done with the round 1, and this information which you have retained from the case study actually is gone through and being asked upon in the round 2. So hence in the round 2 you have to be mindful not only just of the case study but also from the question of HR perspective, that is your cultural fit, or how you could fit into the SPJMR's values and how do you relate to them or not. These kind of heavy questions are in the round 2 of the interview. So more to cover in the next video, guys, right? So please make sure that you are checking out my next video and giving me some positive feedback as to what kind of videos you would like next in terms of interview series. And please stay tuned. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.